Yo, people, Lateness is greatness. Welcome back to the show. London Club's carnage will be carnage. I can tell you that already. Lawless is not here yet. He's going to get absolutely dragged to the high heavens, but he's not here yet. Listen, I'm not waiting for him to get here because I'm fuming. We're starting off with Chelsea, Tottenham. We was already about to argue backstage. Go, you can just carry on from there.
No, like we'll talk on the performance because I'm sure you've got a lot to say. But
yeah,
I walked into a ludicrous take from Potts. Like, how many ludicrous takes am I going to have to correct you on in the space of a week? You've had the audacity. You've had the audacity to say, why are they celebrating getting a draw? Like, what? So what if we score? If we literally 96th minute, 6 minutes at a time, 96th minute, we're 2-1 down away at Stamford Bridge. And we get equalizer. Like, what we meant to do? We just meant to just say, "Oh, okay, we've only scored nothing." We should just keep calm. We shouldn't celebrate an equalizer. What am I hearing here? What do you
want me to come in on it?
Yeah, come in on it, please.
Right. So first of all, I didn't say why are they celebrating a draw.
Yeah, you did.
Why?
Yes,
No, I didn't. I didn't. Matisse will tell you. I said I have seen Tottenham fans running around celebrating a draw. That's the first thing I said. Then the next thing I said was, why is it okay for someone to grab someone's hair and put it down? Then you come in and start going, oh, this is ludicrous treatment, and that's why we started this stream.
I didn't mention about the pulling a man's hair. I was specifically talking about the celebration. Why can't we celebrate?
You can, but I just think it's mad to be running around celebrating a draw.
Who's running around?
That's up to you.
Who's running around?
You did the same thing. You did the same thing. You did the same thing when we won the league at your ground. You did the same thing when we won the league at your ground.
Define who. What does running around be? Be specific. What does that mean?
It looked like Expressions was running around, brother, sweating.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was as if they just won the league.
That's a said for you two this morning. I can see my reflection in your heads.
Expressions. I see people on Twitter going, "Oh my God, I can't believe it, Chelsea! Did you win the game?" Harry Kane said you did. He come out and said we got a last-minute winner. It's embarrassing. And then Expressions is there going calling out all the Chelsea influencers. Did you win the game? Did you win the game? Because it sounded like you did.
So what if we didn't?
It sounded to me like you won about 4-0 the way your fan base is going on about it. It's mad.
Wait. Sorry. I'm not gonna. You of all people, bruv.
Don't bring Arsenal into this, Tobs, because we're not talking about Arsenal. We're talking about Spurs here.
I am going to bring Arsenal into it because it's fucking rich coming from an
Why? When have I been celebrating draws?
I don't care about you.
Talk to me.
I don't care about you. You generalize our fan base. You said you've seen people running around. So I'm going to tell you about your fan base. I'm going to tell you about your fan base celebrating like you won the World Cup.
I'm not backing it up for Arsenal fans. You are.
No, you spoke. It's my turn.
You are.
I'm gonna talk about your team celebrating like you won the fucking World Cup when you beat us 4-2 on the Emery. Guendouzi going out of cars, waving to fans. Oh, hey, we won the league. Last season when you beat us 3-1, we watched All or Nothing. The back room shot with the first team, the academy players, the coaching staff, everyone taking photos in the back as if they've just won the World Cup.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Don't talk to me about celebrating. What have we done that's OTT? Yeah, you've not seen any backroom picks from players. I think the only thing that we saw that was, in my opinion, I thought it was quite excessive was Basuma doing that. You're doing way too much. You're doing way too much. We've not won here. We've drawn here. Take the point and run.
There we go. Facts. So there we go. You've just accepted it.
But what I'm saying to you is. Scoring a dramatic winner in a game where we've been second.
It wasn't a winner.
Sorry. You know what I mean?
You're backing this up, Tobs. Sorry,
bro. Listen, it's a mistake. And it's the same thing I said with Harry Kane. You're trying to persecute Harry Kane. He made a mistake. Nobody thinks we've won this game. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is if we score a last gasp equalizer in a game where we've been second best for the majority in a ground we never win in, why can't we celebrate that? Why can't we celebrate that?
It's not about you can't celebrate.
If the shoe was on the other foot, and you were at White Hart Lane the same way you were at White Hart Lane last season or wherever, and you're 2-1 down at our ground, and you've got a late equalizer to make it 2-2, you're gonna fucking celebrate. So don't give me no nonsense about why Spurs fans run around celebrating.
Not Potts personally, but Arsenal as a fan base were going insane when they drew with us one time at Stamford Bridge. The Martinelli goal. Remember that? Yeah. Do you remember that? It was insane. Talking about the admin was tweeting about it for weeks.
Kante slipped, and they're talking about this goal as if it's a Puskas or Kante slipped, and he ran on the post and scored. You would think this guy's got a madness. Respectfully, Potts, I ain't trying to hear that.
You know what?
Stuff, but respectfully, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm shutting it down straight away.
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference, though, Tobs?
What's the difference?
When you say, "Oh, your fan base celebrating," I'm with you. Right, I'm with you. Over the top celebrations, but when I've just brought it up, you're not with me. Oh, I don't ever got Tottenham fans for celebrating. Well,
no,
yeah,
because
I'm not all you want because that happens. I'm not one of those fans. Hold. I'm not one of those fans that does this over the top celebration. But I understand why you're bringing the fan base into it. I'm saying the Tottenham fan base was celebrating, in my opinion, a draw, and you've not gone. Yeah, I know it was a bit over the top. You've gone. No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Why?
Yeah, I'm not because I don't think
you were over celebrating it, not you.
I think you're overrating Tottenham. Like, no disrespect, Tottenham are not like a team that are used to winning bare trophies, so they're not. No, they're not that team.
Don't do that.
If Brighton come get a draw, Brighton celebrate like that too.
The reason why I had my backup against goal is because I've not actually seen fans doing any mad excessive celebrating.
Yeah, I get you.
Even expressions, the video you're talking about.
No, it's quality. It was good.
All he was doing was just cussing people.
I love it.
He's just cussing people. He slewed Matisse, slewed Robbie, was slewed KG, slewed bare people. So Rory. He's not over the top. He's literally gunning, man. So if you watch what he said,
if you watch that though, do you think that Tottenham would have drew that game or would they have won it? The way that they were that reaction, that video, I'm thinking, wow, Tottenham must have smoked Chelsea the way he's reacting. And it was a last-minute equaliser.
But let's talk about it, right? Because in the lead up to this game, and I'm not saying Toby, because Toby paid enough respect to come to Stamford Bridge. He knows where it is coming to Stamford Bridge. But I can't wait to get on the big six. And this is probably going to come out after that has even gone out. So people are going to know the attitude I'm coming with. Big predictions. I'm saying 3-0 in the chat, 3-1s. It's going to be comfortable. It's going to be easy. Not enough respect is put on Chelsea in these type of big game fixtures. Liverpool last season, four times we drew with them in normal time every single game. Not enough respect is put on this team. And we dominated Tottenham for 80% of that game. I'd say Tottenham had two good spells at the start of the game, first 10 minutes, and when Richarlison came on as well. I think they cracked it up. But Chelsea really should have won that game. And I want to talk about, before we get to the performance, the refereeing decisions. I don't talk about refs. Like, I really don't, because and even still, I'm saying we should have won that game regardless of the ref. We should have took our chances. Kai, really good performance, good hold up, winning his aerial duels. But again, the fucking finish, man. The finish is wide open net. Mount, 2 shots, not taken. Sterling, I think, had a chance. So we should have ended this game. We shouldn't even have to talk about it. But when it's this level of robbery, we have a I don't believe in petitions, but we got a petition out from last night of 110,000 signatures already. It's not even been 24 hours, bro.
Hold that petition. I love it.
Bro, you have to admit, bro, the refereeing was abysmal.
Me,
yeah, bro. It was abysmal, bro.
Yeah, the decision, some of the decisions were quite mad. Like, I do think some Chelsea fans are like, oh, Spurs didn't get loads of yellow cards. I'm like, we didn't really make many yellow card offenses, but the one offense where you can actually say, rah, like this is a yellow card, or even red probably, was Romero. Like, I've said this a million times. We got lucky. I'll take that. And I think the fact that we won where it's been shrouded in controversy, I keep saying this, fucking hell, we didn't win. I keep saying
Potts.
Bro, I'll rest my case. Yo,
you're lucky Lawless ain't here, you know.
Don't do this, because like, you actually know that I'm very level-headed when it comes to Spurs. So the fact
I'm not mentioning you, bro. To be fair,
the fact that we were able to snatch a point whilst not playing well, and in that fashion, straight after we've had a blatant foul at the very least, in a yellow card to a maximum of a red card, just completely disregarded, looked at VAR, they've not done anything about it. The fact that we then scored after that, after not playing well, it was delicious. It was so delicious. It was so delicious to get that equalizer after doing that, and just seeing the sea of Chelsea anger. Like, my mentions were on fire yesterday. Like, I would just, you know what I'll do? I'll just chuck the bait, put the tweet on mute, and I'll just walk on. They were rattled. They were absolutely rattled. They were like bees They were like
bees to honey.
Like, they were just buzzing. They were just angry, bro. And that's the sweetest thing about it. But that Romero decision. I love Romero, by the way. I love him. Absolute shithouse. I love him. Absolutely
celebrating in Reece James' face afterwards. I swear to God.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking loved it. Yeah.
It was a one thing I will say is it was good to see a proper fucking rivalry. None of this Pep hug, none of this Pep Klopp hug and kiss nonsense. This was serious Premier League football. Serious.
Proper shit. But what I would say is the refereeing decision, that was a fucking stinker from Anthony Taylor. Like that one, if that was Spurs, I would be absolutely
livid, bro.
Like the referee is right there. Yeah. He's literally yanked. He's snatched Kukureya's wig off.
You know when the man then run up on the gal and take the wig and run.
You see what Chiellini did to Saka with his shirt. He's basically done that with Kukureya's hair, and he just like yanked it down. And yeah, the rest done nothing about it. So I completely understand why Chelsea fans are angry about that decision. I feel like the petition is over the top, but I get why they're angry.
For me, listen, the petition, I don't know if it even does anything because it's the second time we're doing this petition on him, but I have heard apparently that you have, like, clubs have had referees banned from refereeing them before. Like, clubs have literally gone and said, listen, we don't want this ref to referee in our games anymore. And it's actually, there's been cases where it hasn't continued. And if you look at the track record with Anthony Taylor, it is ridiculous. From the Aspilicueta pull down at Old Trafford, the Batshuayi kick in the nuts, just Kovacic in the FA Cup final against Arsenal, just so many. And I'm probably forgetting a whole heap more. The guy is an absolute fraud of a referee. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only fan in terms of like the 20 clubs that have mentioned Anthony Taylor before. I'm pretty sure he's been mentioned by other fan bases as well. The standard of refereeing is horrendous. So I'm pissed. I'm not going to lie. I won't hide from it. I'm so gutted because we deserve to win. And I think a lot of people who have been critiquing Chelsea and I think underestimating us too much. And then, like I said, I won't now overestimate us. If we had won yesterday, I would have taken it and kept walking, but we still have things to sort out. But I can't wait to talk to Saeed. Style of play. You could see it from Chelsea. You could see it in that game, what the plan was, what they were trying to do. They stifled Tottenham. They played good football. We created chances, dominated that first half, and we should have scored. And again, it's the final third that's killing it. It's the final third once again, and that's the story of the last God knows how many years at Chelsea.
So I'm gonna say a couple things. So the thing is, you were the better side. Like I was even trying to hate on. I was on the touchline pod, and Shemi from Chelsea was breaking down the game, and he actually broke it down correctly. But I was just hating. But to be honest, he was right, and I even watched the game again today, and I agree with you. I think first 6-7 minutes we started off well, had a couple good openings, and then from minute 7 till halftime it was like one-way traffic. And in terms of not just domination but getting into good areas. But I think what kills Chelsea, your main Achilles heel, is the cutting edge. There's no cutting edge there. I think even in that entire first half, the Koulibaly goal was excellent, by the way. He was quality. He was quality, and again, we'll talk on it on the Big Six because it's almost going to sound like gassing up Chelsea, and you know I don't like gassing.
Yeah, I know you will definitely not do that.
I told these about
Koulibaly. Oh, we did.
I told these about Chelsea this game on Friday. They tried to bait me. Oh, yeah. They tried to bait me. I said that I'm not changing my prediction because I've been in this situation way too many times. Like you man are underestimating the team, and I remember Grizz trying to call me a waste man. Chelsea, Liverpool have not. No, it's the truth. Liverpool haven't beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in like 6 years.
Yep.
They haven't beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in 6 years. This Thomas Tuchel that everyone loves to shit on. How many times do I defend this guy and say like, yo, you lot need to actually cut man some slack? And I'll be honest, like Conte's played this guy 4 times now, and he's
lost every time.
He's punched up Conte pretty much. I would say at least 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah. Tactically again at the weekend, shifting between the two shapes, it was perfect.
Yeah, so I think Conte did well to react in the second half, but then he then switched it up again, and we just couldn't really cope. So Thomas Tuchel, quality manager, but you know what? Fucking hold that, man. Don't ever try and come for Don.
I love the fight.
Don't come for Don Antonio again, otherwise you'll get your face bashed. Yeah, you will get your face bashed.
Did you see Tuchel flexing in the press conference afterwards? Like,
Yeah.
Bro, I love it. And then Conte on Instagram. Conte on it, bro. Listen, this is what we need. I love it.
I like it. And the thing is, I like that about Tuchel. Like, obviously, I'm gonna call him a pussy and stuff, but I actually like Thomas Tuchel. Like, I really think he's a top manager, and I like the fact that he was fiery about what happened on the pitch. I like that. I like the fact that he was squaring up to Conte. I liked it, man. I felt like it made for a really good spectacle. But from a Tottenham perspective, like, yeah, we have to do better, man. I think we will be better. Like, I don't think that match was a true reflection of the progress we've made under Conte, but at the very least, we were able to get a point. Yeah. I promise you, if this match is played 6-7 months ago, we're losing that game 2-0 clean.
Kulusevski, we didn't see him, bro. Yeah, he really did get wrap up.
The attack, I felt like it was a balance of Chelsea's tactics completely stifling us and us just not playing well. And when I say us not playing well, I felt like our build-up from the back was so poor. Our passing was wayward. But then I look at the tactics, I felt like in the midfield, you lot had, every single time, you had at least 4 men centrally. Mount, Kante, Jorginho, Ruben Loftus-Cheek at times, even sometimes a 5 with Reece James, because he was pressing Son and Kane, coming quite high to press Son and Kane, and he would even switch between right centre-back and right wing-back a couple of times as well, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek would go infield. So tactically, I felt like we were just squeezed, man. Even when we tried to play out, we couldn't, and Chelsea had so many bodies there that when our move broke down, a Chelsea player was there to pick up the ball. It almost felt like Chelsea had a spare man, even though it was 11 versus 11. But either way, we did our thing, man. We had 7-8 attempts in the second half in comparison to 2 in the first half. Yeah. As poor as we played, we still created chances. Sessegnon chance, Harry Kane clean through on goal. Sessegnon. Son half chance in the second half as well. Eric Dyer late on with a header. Great goal from Højbjerg as well, to be fair. And then, of course, the Kane header as well. Perisic comes on. Apparently, Kostic better than, apparently not as good as Kostic, but came on and put in 2-inch perfect deliveries on his from the corner on his weaker foot. So,
I don't think he has a weaker foot, but 2 points I want to make before the other boys come in with their thoughts on from an outside perspective. I think that was a good example of when I was saying to you last season, when Kai plays at his max, when he's committed, he's good, Tobs. And this is what I'm talking. He was good that game. He was good that game, Tobs. He was
meaty, bro. He was meaty.
No, he wasn't meaty, bro. He was good. If he gets a goal, Toby. Yeah, I know. And I was pissed. And I said, listen, this is where I cap it off and I say, you have to put that in. To complete the performance, you have to finish that chance. And some people were saying to me, oh, he's rusty because he only had one chance. To be fair, Chelsea didn't create enough clear-cut opportunities for me. I think you still need to create more. We did create some good stuff, but we need to create more. However, he should have taken that chance. But outside of missing that chance, his hold-up play, Tobes, was good. His link-up play was proper. He was winning his aerial duels. He was competing. He was pressing. His pressing was brilliant. He was good, man. He was good.
Matisse. This guy cost £72 million.
I hear you, bro. But
when are the expectations going to be increased? Because like those type of games, you said it yourself, you should be winning. Yeah, he should be the difference in that game. We shouldn't be coming off here saying, "Oh, he's played well, but he missed 2 chances and he had okay link up and all this." Brother, I'm sorry. Like, you are meant to be Mr. Fluidity. You're meant to be Mr. Make the team tick.
He did make the team. He was Mr. Fluidity.
Your fans talk about him like he's Firmino. He's nowhere near as good as Firmino in terms of the impact. He doesn't create enough chances. He doesn't score enough goals. But yet I'm meant to praise this performance. Nah, man. He was
Loftus-Cheek deserves some praise though. I think Loftus-Cheek was very good on that exactly. Right side.
So
he was
Kai Havertz for me, I would say 5.5 out of 10 in my opinion. If you want to stretch it to a 6, fair. But if I'm looking at that game yesterday, the players that I think killed Spurs, I'm looking at Koulibaly, I'm looking at Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'm looking at Reece James, he was class. Yeah. I'm looking at Jorginho. You know how much I hate Jorginho.
Yeah, he should have cleared his lines, but he was proper in the first half.
Up until the mistake he made for the goal. Yeah. Kante destroyed us yesterday as well. Kukurea on that left-hand side, him and Koulibaly locked up
But do you see what I'm talking about with this midfield? Kante goes off injured with a hamstring, covers out for the game. Already this team's looking problematic in midfield.
Gallagher comes in, and then obviously I'm not saying he played bad, but yeah, like the balance, the feng shui of the team is just a bit,
Lawless, big up, welcome.
You got a new camera, buddy?
No, it's not a new camera. I've had this camera a while, but I've just got back my little thing that means I can plug it in. I've left it at the studio, so I can plug it into the computer. So I'm just trying to.
Just got a close up of your face, bro. That's all we've got.
I know. I got the 50mm lens on instead of the wide angle today.
It's just basically you get closer to us so you can hear us, and we absolutely rinse you in a bit. Do you know what I mean?
What? You ready?
Listen.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Listen, I don't know why. I don't know why, Tobs. You listen. You haven't really got too much of a leg to stand on today. Like the way you're celebrating this draw, the way you're hyping this draw in the group chats, everything is embarrassing. Like your bloody striker said, "Oh, we got a win. It's a win." You know what I mean? We scored the winner. Like that's how you see it. You see it as a win. Like
It's a shame you're late, bro. It's a shame you're late, bro. I tell you.
Listen, I can imagine. I know he was coming out swinging about that, but look, like I don't want to hear about this. Our record at Stamford Bridge. Our record at Stamford Bridge. Listen, this is a new era. This is the big money Spurs era, the big Conte Spurs era, right? So all of this, what happened years ago, don't count.
Yeah,
I'm hearing it. You
want my rebuttal?
You
want my rebuttal?
Come on, give us your rebuttal then.
So my rebuttal, Lanzini, remember that? Remember what your fan base were doing?
All right.
Remember what they literally had, guys? They had a mug.
I don't see this mug. I ain't seen this mug.
Don't say you don't remember this because I showed you the photo. They had a fucking mug.
But that's the only time I've seen this mug is this picture from you. It's probably a Spurs fan made it.
Bro,
you probably got that mug.
Bro, I can't believe what I'm hearing here. So
right.
That's why I was like, wow, this is so rich. Lanzini. I remember
the difference between that Lanzini.
Your fans were celebrating like there was no tomorrow. So
but you know,
please don't get on your high horse.
Don't compare. Don't compare Kane's illegal goal to Lanzini's goldie. Yeah.
Now we're talking about caliber of goals.
3-0 down.
Now we're talking
3-0 down in the first half, and we come back last minute, and he scores a rocket, which is a legit goal. Kane shithouses a goal that should not have stood, right? Like Van Gaal said, a goal, things that you should only see with sex masochism. Yeah. Remember when Louis Van Gaal talked about the hair pulling, right? That's the only time you should see that. Like, I'm sorry, but the context around this, yes. Okay, you got your point and this and that, but this is supposed to be new era. You were the favourites going into it. But the way you've got your chest out, you've been of course you were.
What are you talking about?
Look at your squad. Look at Chelsea are a mess.
Please. We are the favourites.
Chelsea are a mess, and this is what's been said so often. So I have to ask you guys, Potts Lawless, does that performance against Tottenham change your opinion or change the narrative you think of this whole third place is Tottenham's to lose? It's already sewn up, or do you still feel it's a similar situation?
I went into the prediction of the season saying don't dance on Chelsea's grave too soon, and I did predict Tottenham to get third, but I didn't predict Chelsea to be outside of the Champions League. I still predicted Arsenal to be outside the Champions League, if you remember. Going into the first week, seeing your performance against Everton and Tottenham's against Southampton, I expect to be more impressed with Spurs. But looking at that, it proved to me, from Chelsea's point of view, that I was right to not dance on their grave, because for me, they've still got some quality and they're going to add to it as well. Trust me, you're not done. There's some more coming in. At least you'd like to hope so. There is anyway, to Matisse. But I look at it and I do think you will get some. I wasn't unimpressed with Spurs, to be fair. They always come back. They're always difficult to break down. They're always a good side, and Conte's not going to roll over and die. And he showed that right in the last minute. But I, unlike Tobes, was actually quite impressed with Kai Havertz. And I'm with Toby. I don't think he's been a great player for Chelsea whatsoever. I think for 72 million, you want to see a lot more. But I do think just on this game, I thought he was a nuisance. I thought it was hard to handle. I thought his link-up play was good. I thought his hold-up play was good. He missed an absolute sitter, however. How he's missed that, I don't know. So of course he's still got to put the ball in the back of the net.
It
But it
ruins
wasn't
the
just him that I was
performance.
impressed with. Yeah, it did a bit. Koulibaly for me, I had question marks over this signing, and I think straight away he's looked really good, really solid. I thought he was class. I thought Reece James was ridiculously good. Jorginho, I don't know what he's doing for the goal. I have no idea. Just clear your lines, man. That's just schoolboy. Great finish, to be fair. But I looked at a few performances from Chelsea and I was really impressed. And I am with Lawless. I don't understand what the hell's happening with the refereeing at the end there. I mean, that was just assault in the box and nothing happens. Spurs fans will love it, but they would hate it if it was on the other foot. And I think everybody else would.
Even the first goal, you look at that. Let's see that first goal.
It wasn't a
right?
foul.
No, I'm talking about Richarlison.
Offside.
Yeah, the whole interfering with play stuff. Yeah, what is the rules for that? What's the rules for that?
He could still see Højbjerg taking that shot.
Look at the way Richarlison moves quickly last minute to let that ball go past him. See, I've seen this so many times. I never forget Alex Song for us, right? When he scores a perfectly good goal against Arsenal, all of a sudden gets ruled out because someone was there interfering with play, all of this stuff. I've seen it so many times, this interfering with play argument. And I just think the way like that Richarlison moves at that last minute to get that ball go past him. That's
for me. He was directly in the line of sight. But for me, I'm more annoyed that the free kick wasn't given. I think it was a free kick earlier on. I disagree with you, Tobs.
The Havertz one.
He didn't get the ball. He didn't get the ball.
The Havertz one is this.
So what's that?
He doesn't. I don't. That's a still image.
That's a still image. Do you want the video as well?
I'm pretty sure. No, you can't play the video on here. But
no. I'm saying, do you want me to send you the video?
You can send the video if you want. But I don't. From what I saw the first time, I don't think he touched the ball. But maybe if I watch it again.
And you know what's crazy? I actually thought it was a foul as well. So I thought they were going to give a free kick for that. So when we went up and scored, because I couldn't hear the commentary and I was doing the pod, I was in the back of my mind. I thought like, when they showed the replays. Because I forgot it was in the same passenger play. I said, when they showed the replays, I was like, shit, this actually might be ruled out. But when they showed the replay of the challenge, I was like, okay, you know what? This is calm. So I don't think we should get done for this because I think he's got the ball here.
And you don't think Richarlison's interfering with play at all either?
I want to, beyond this as well, but beyond the refereeing decisions, I just want to make this point on Chelsea and Spurs, because Matisse, you've known my stance on Spurs all season, and same for you, Potts, and to be fair, yourself, Lawless, I've said that I'm backing us to try and get one place ahead of what we did last season, which is third. And that would obviously be at the expense of Chelsea. But the main catalyst for that is Antonio Conte, because everyone keeps praising the work we've done this summer. It's been good. We've done well. We've done 7 out of 10 window, cool. But we are the third or fourth highest spenders. Chelsea are number 1, Arsenal number 2. When you still, everyone keeps racing to say how Chelsea are out of sorts, etc. Yet they finished in the top 4 the past 2 seasons. They won the Champions League recently, and when you look at their team man for man, that was meant to be a team that was still weakened without Kovacic, etc. I'm seeing Koulibaly, I'm seeing Thiago Silva, I'm seeing Reece James, I'm seeing Cucurella, I'm seeing Raheem Sterling, I'm seeing Kante, I'm seeing Jorginho, I'm seeing so many good players that would actually get into our starting 11, but yet apparently were the favourites heading into that game.
I feel like the thing is your team
make it make sense to me. And the only reason why people talk up Spurs the way they are is because
so they can fall.
It's because of Conte.
Tobs was right. Tobs is fact. He's talking facts.
It's because of Conte. And it's because of Conte. And if anything, some people overgas us to do what Matisse said. They overgas us. They want us to say, Spurs could be dark horses. So when we don't meet those expectations, they can use that same narrative to bash us. So I'm not going to have any of it, Chelsea are still a force. In my head, Chelsea have not dropped out of this top 4. And Chelsea, I expect them to push us right up until the wire for third. It is not an expectation that Tottenham get third this season. It's a target. It's my target for the team. I would not be shocked if Spurs finished 4th and Chelsea finished 3rd because they have a quality manager. He may not be as good as us, but they have a quality manager and they have a squad that on paper is better than Spurs. So I reject this notion that, Spurs are going into this as favourites, or you think, or me saying this means I'm the underdog. It's not the underdog. It's stating fact. It's stating a fact.
Fair.
And the thing is, on what Potts was saying earlier, listen, I was one of the people. I've always been vocal that people are too quick to count Chelsea out because they have an elite manager and some good players. But the thing is, Spurs right now have serious firepower at their disposal. Whereas I feel like there's at the moment with Chelsea, there are big holes in that team that need to be plugged for them to sustain a serious campaign over 38 games. If they're to finish above Spurs, like we're talking 38 games, like where they have people that they need to come in and players to bang goals and obviously stop goals.
You take Tottenham's front three and put it at Chelsea, they win the title. It's simple as this.
But then, Lawless, you say this, but then you only mentioned their attack. What about their midfield? What about their defense? What about the midfield and the defense? Don't give me that face. They
need a midfielder though. They need a midfielder. Like obviously,
but you're saying they need a midfielder. What about us? We have Højbjerg, Bentancur, Skip, Bissouma. Yeah. How many of those midfielders start for Chelsea? So when everyone is fit, Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho, how many of those midfielders start for Chelsea?
Yeah, but then we're looking at when everyone's fit. Listen, I don't really.
But you said it's a squad game. Yeah, they have Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher. We have Bissouma, Bentancur, who are our top two. They're very good midfielders. Bissouma probably, I would say, he's on the verge of quality. And then Højbjerg, decent, and Skip, decent. That's it. And we have Pape Matar Sarr, a 19-year-old kid for depth. And then in defense, despite them needing another right centre-back, they have Thiago Silva and Koulibaly and Aspilicueta and Reece James and Chilwell. Look at income. They have Cucurella and Chilwell on one side. We have Perisic and Sessegnon.
Yeah, but your squad's more balanced. I feel like your squad's more balanced, even though, yes, you're weaker in certain areas.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, our squad is more balanced, but ultimately they have more quality in their team. And that's what I've said to Matisse all season. Chelsea's team on paper, it's better than Spurs, but there is the imbalance. The midfield and defense is much stronger than the attack. There are still holes in some parts of the defense. The midfield could do with more creativity, but fundamentally, if both managers didn't exist and you had both squads and you said, which squad do you expect to finish above the other? There's no way you're saying Spurs. There's no way you're saying Spurs.
It's the Conte factor, 100%. Man. But listen, both of them are going to be in the Champions League race, 100%. And I think it's going to be one of the closest we've seen. And yesterday, I loved, personally, from a neutral, I loved the game. And I loved the fights between the players, the managers, the coaching staff, it all kicking off. I love the drama because that means it's passion. That means it's real. That means you will want it. Both teams want it. And I thought it was a good performance from particularly Chelsea. And the one thing I'll say why Spurs will be up there is because of the result. That's what Conte does. He'll say, never say die attitude. Conte never allows that to be acceptable. So this is why I've put Spurs right up there this season. And nothing's changed my mind on that, man.
But it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, both managers got red cards at the end of the game. If that, obviously, they're still going to let their influence be known, but not having them on the touchline
for the next games.
The next games, it's going to be a loss. It's going to be a big loss.
How many games are they banned for? Is it just a one game?
I think it's one. I'm calling us Conte's shithouse in army now. So listen, we're ready 4 points.
Key emphasis on the word shit, by the way.
Listen, speaking of shit, let's not overtalk on the derby because I don't want to let Lawless get away with that 1-0 defeat. Back-to-back defeats now at the start of the Premier League season. Because I know Potts has got to go at 6. I don't want to let time run out too much because you lost to Nottingham Forest, Lawless. Talk to me. How you feeling? Because I watched your game. I really did. I watched closely. Yeah. I watched Declan Rice step up and drop his valuation in front of my very eyes with that penalty miss. Listen. What the hell was that, my brother?
That is
Lingard with the assists. What's going on? Talk to me.
That game is everything I hate about football. That is the sort of game that makes you hate this sport, right? Because, my God.
West Ham, don't you dare lose on Sunday. For a club that I wanted to come up, Nottingham Forest are quickly becoming the club with the most insufferable fan base in the league. And then he quote tweeted, all these Nottingham Forest fans rushing to tell me Lingard didn't choose them for the money, but can't actually provide the reason they think he did. It was clearly for the money. Well, it would seem I've upset Nottingham Forest. Well, no, evidently they've upset you, haven't they?
Yo, this man read out the whole team.
Well, evidently they've upset you, haven't they? Because who left their ground? Who left that ground with points yesterday? Them or you?
Listen,
where are you in the table?
Luck is an element that you cannot account for in football.
Hold that, man. You get him next points,
right? There is luck, and listen, Matisse can relate to me because luck was on your side. And listen, I've got some roasting to do for West Ham. I'm not just gonna sit here and let certain things lie. But we have to say that was one of the luckiest results that you will ever see in your freaking lifetime.
It was.
Like,
how did that guy not get sent off, by the way? That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The handball. That was crazy.
You're giving him a yellow.
How can you do that and not get a red?
Yeah,
that was mad. That was mad.
I need
insane.
That justification for that. That's insane. He's literally.
Could I just ask, Lawless, how did the flop of the season Jesse Lingard do? Was he rubbish?
He was rubbish. To be fair,
I thought he was awful. That assist and the fake. I thought he played all right.
Whoa! Assist.
That's a great assist. Did you not see it?
It goes down as an assist. To be fair,
that can't go down as an assist. Nah.
He's rattled.
Lawless, can I just ask another quick question? I just want to ask another quick question. How was the signing of the season in goal? He doesn't half look like Lucas Fabianski, that Areola, doesn't he? Doesn't he look very similar?
That's noise.
Scamacca, this great player that was better than Haaland last weekend. Where was he? He had to come on again. What's happening with him?
Does what Moyes does, yeah? That is no assist has been recorded for that goal. Do you know why? It was an own assist. You have own goals. That's an own assist from flipping Ben Johnson, who should not be in centre back, but we got one fit centre back. So he
worries me.
Transfer window's open.
Spend some money in the window. You guys have had 2 windows to address this. I said to you in January, you had the window to address it. And then you buy somebody, but they get injured. But that's fair play. But
Ben Rama, I'm sorry, that guy has the performance, right, of his West Ham career.
He was great. Ben Rama.
He was amazing.
Deserved to be on the score sheet. Scored a perfectly good goal, and it gets ruled out. I'm still trying to wrap my head around.
No. Antonio did body check, to be fair, didn't he? Right. Do you not think so?
That was brazy.
He ran straight into him, bro.
He literally just did this. Boom.
It was like it was rugby.
Do you know what it is? I've watched this a few times, and I've tried to. I can see why the ref has given it against us in a way, right? But if you look at it, Antonio is running. He's running forward. He's running to get into the box. Yeah. Their defender, he stops and shifts to basically block and get in Antonio's way. And the problem, what Antonio doesn't do himself any favors. Instead of just clashing with him and both going down, he goes into him and moves his arms like that, as if to say, "Get the fuck off."
Looks like he's pushed him. Yeah.
Yeah, like so because you can see Antonio's getting frustrated because the guy has been doing that all game. Just getting it, like throwing himself in front of him and falling over. So Antonio, he's so frustrated. You can see him. He's like, get the fuck out of here. The guy goes down. Antonio stands there.
And then it looks more like a foul.
Yeah,
because it was just a coming together of players. Like it wasn't intentional. Obviously, Antonio's trying to make a run. Defender, I feel, is trying to set his position in case a reverse ball is played or something. But yeah, I think if you both go down, maybe it just play continues. I don't know.
Like, if Antonio stays back, that goal gets scored.
Exactly. Yeah.
No impact on the goal.
Yeah, it didn't have any impact on the goal. So
yeah, like super harsh. We have flipping goals go off the crossbar, goals cleared off the line. Henderson had the game of his life. Probably Man United.
Yeah, he was.
Nico Williams was playing like Trent. You could tell he was from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Would you say Henderson could be one of the most underrated signings of the summer?
Potentially.
Listen, it's slow burn signing. It's cool. We'll see.
I feel sorry for Man United fans right now. The way De Gea played this weekend and the way Henderson played, you have to feel sorry for Man United fans right now.
He had the game of his life. But look, I can say all of that. everything that could go against us went against us. Was unlucky. Blah blah blah. I can say all of that. but the squad, the team still feels stale to me. It still feels stale. It needs some. And this is the thing.
But do you not think, Lawless, that's because Moyes has not played Scamacca, Areola, Max Cornet. We haven't seen them yet, really. Like we've seen them in blips.
Didn't Cornet come on?
Yeah, he came on like the last
minutes.
5 minutes. He can't do anything.
Should he be, do you agree that he should be this hesitant to use Areola, to use Scamacca, to use Cornet, or
it's worked in the past to a degree, and I can see look,
because at the end of the day, all these guys are starters for you.
Do you know what the problem is? And this is where I can kind of see the logic with it. Because sometimes if you bring in new players, right, they haven't had maybe enough preseason or enough time to train with your team.
Yeah.
And then you put them out there early doors when they're not ready. All of a sudden, they're getting judged heavily by the fan base, right?
Yeah.
And so you're almost setting them up to fail rather than getting them sharp and ready. So when they are playing, they're their best selves. They have the best possible opportunity. Because sometimes, like you said, people you put them out early. Like, oh, what's this Scamacca saying? He ain't really doing it. Or Cornet didn't look great when he come on. So I can see that, but we need to start moving and getting these players ready to come in. We've got a flipping conference game on Thursday.
Okay, yeah,
that should be
fitness.
That's fitness. That's gelling. That's a chance to get bodies in. But having one fit centre back, one left back, right? And it's just shocking at this stage of the game.
Emerson Palmieri from Chelsea. Listen, 13 million. We do you a good price. I don't want to see no rejection from Chelsea there. Accept that bid as soon as you can.
Let me guess.
Get that done.
He's better than Chilwell. He's better than Zinchenko. Better than Tierney.
Listen, I don't want him.
You don't want him. Why not?
Because
why?
If we're getting a left back, right?
European pedigree.
This is a position that we need to massively upgrade. It's not a position we need to strengthen.
I think he starts for you lot comfortably.
Yeah, but listen, that's not saying much because
I'm not going to write him off. He might do all right for you lot. I think he might do well. I think he might do well.
Can he do it both ends of the pitch?
Listen, I remember when we tried to say to you guys that Tammy would do well at you guys, and you didn't want to hear it. You were like, "Oh, we don't want your leftovers," and now he's at Roma killing it. Listen, not you, but that's the perception that's given because it's Chelsea and we're giving you players. Or Emerson benched Alonso under Sarri. He's had some good, decent campaigns. I think my issue with Emerson is that he just doesn't have any elite level attributes. I think he's just decent across the board. He did get absolutely stripped by Arsenal in pre-season, but listen, I don't know, maybe his confidence is shot. But for 13 million, I'm biting your hand off. I think that's wonderful business. We've done it with Zuma already. Now Emerson, keep it going, man. Keep it going.
We don't want you biting our hand off.
Keep it going, man. Bro, please. I pray to the high heavens this deal gets done before I even wake up tomorrow morning. I want it all done. Here we go, everything.
We need to be spending 30 mil on a top class left back.
Who? Any names?
Listen, I don't know how we let Hickey go.
Kostic.
Hickey?
Yeah,
the Scottish guy from Bologna.
Kostic ain't a left back, you clown. Yeah. I'm not having that. Kostic. We need a set. Listen, right? Tobs, I need you to stay silent in this. Like, you're not allowed to provide your opinion on this, right? But Soucek's form has dipped massively.
Oh, shit.
He's gone off a cliff.
Well. When the goal is and you ask him to play as a midfielder, well.
Listen.
Imagine my shock.
I'm not.
Imagine my shock.
No way. This is
Lawless. Bro, Lawless, what have you done, my friend? What have you just done?
I told you we were covered. We need someone to push him. We need him to be pushed. He has to be pushed. He needs competition, right? He's just not doing it at the moment. He's become stagnant. But that doesn't mean everything me and Robbie said at the time wasn't true.
It wasn't true. It wasn't true. It's never been true. It's never ever been true.
Players come in and out of form, right?
Can you believe this?
I do find it quite astonishing. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's unbelievable.
It is absolutely.
360.
We'll never see anything like this again.
6 months. In fact, not even 6 months. I would probably say 4 months.
Who was he comparing Soucek to in terms of better?
Bentancur.
Oh, Bentancur.
What Bentancur done at that point? What did he achieve? The jury's still out.
Yeah, but it was very clear that Bentancur was a better footballer than Soucek. Just a better footballer.
I'm sorry.
Soucek makes Rice, and this is where I'm going to stick up for Rice. Soucek makes Rice do everything in build-up. Everything. He makes him do everything in build-up, and even with the final ball, connecting the midfield to the attack, everything. I'm seeing Rice having to drop in between the centre-backs, pick up the ball. Then I'm seeing him have to carry the ball. Then I'm seeing him have to take shots. Then I'm seeing him have to make assists for Ben Rama. What the fuck is Soucek doing? Even I'm starting to get annoyed now. Bro, what does he do?
I'll tell you
what does he do, bro?
I'll tell you what he does.
It's insane, bro.
When West Ham are on the attack or have a set piece, he does have good movement in the box. That's about it. In the midfield, he's static. He's not great defensively. And ball progression, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about asking this guy to take the ball and play like a midfielder and actually get his team moving that ball quickly or moving that ball forward. He can't do it. I don't think Rice likes playing with him. I can't lie to you. That type of midfielder. He's not good enough to do it. He ain't good enough to do it.
Rice would much rather play over Kovacic. I tell you that right now, Lawless. There's no way he wants to play next to Soucek. No way.
Why are you still starting for Rice though?
I'm just doing it to piss Lawless off. To be honest, I don't really care.
Lawless, haven't you signed that Flynn Downs anyway? You signed that Flynn Downs.
Remember?
But this is Moyes slow burn. Slow burn Moyes. But listen,
right? and I know you want to cuss Onana because I know Onana made a mistake for Everton, but Onana was trying to do a lot more in that midfield for Everton than Soucek was doing for West Ham at the weekend. And even though he made an error and it was capitalized, and he's new to the Premier League, he's going to learn the harsh lesson that if you give away the ball, you're going to concede a goal from that position. I saw why West Ham were after Onana because he was picking up the ball and he was immediately trying to be progressive, trying to make things happen in midfield. Much more than Soucek was doing at the weekend. So you can have the laugh on Onana now, but he's young, and I can see why you wanted him because he's going to do a hell of a lot more than Soucek after what I just saw at the weekend. Even with the mistake.
Did you see what he did for the equaliser?
Yeah, exactly. He was involved in everything.
People are clowning him for the mistake. A 20
he made a run.
Look at what he did for the equaliser.
He was involved.
He goes past two players, checks it onto his right foot, and plays a dangerous pass into the box that leads to Everton scoring a goal. Like already within two or three touches, I can see that he's got way more technical quality than Soucek already. And I've
see what Flynn Downs does because we've got the Conference League. Play him there. He could push him. I'd still want another centre midfielder. I don't know whether Soucek's lost interest. His mind's not in it. I don't know. He's not the same player that we had before. That's what I'm gonna say. But listen, I know people are gonna get carried away. Right, about, oh, look, West Ham, I told you, West Ham, this, that, the other. I shared something in the group chat. 2016 season. Leicester, first 2 games lost. Man City 2-0. Lost to an upcoming, newly promoted side, missing a penalty. Had an Algerian wizard in the team. They won the league.
All right, that's enough.
Right, but now I'm not saying we're going to win the league.
If you make me play this damn outro again,
what the hell is going on here now? What the hell is going on here now?
That's such good.
Because this is particularly Dan
The shamelessness of this is ridiculous.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to come too hard on you in this, Matisse, but it's particularly I've noticed this with Dan and Tobs. They have
you had some fat argument in the chat.
just the short term is mindedness of these guys, right? Where every one result is just an indication of where you're going to be come end of the season. Oh, you lost to Man City. See, I told you, man. West Ham weren't all that. I told you ain't going to make top 6. I told you.
Nope. Didn't say any of that. None of your results have any bearing on where you're going to finish. All we do is check you on the nonsense that you spew about your team. You think I expected you? I expected you not to even draw against Man City. I tipped you for a 2-2 draw. I don't actually think West Ham are a bad side, but you spew so much garbage about your team. Sorry, you never remember it. And then when people,
but you never come with the receipts.
When people pull you up on it, you say, "Oh, but I never said that. Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence."
I'm in the process. I'm in the process of making this an edited podcast, and that means tweets will get added into it, and memes will be added. I'm telling you, we are going to level up. My editor is ready. My editor is ready for this show.
But remember what he said. Remember what he said about Ariola. One of the most underrated. He thinks he could be one of the most underrated signings this summer. One of the most underrated bargains this summer.
How many times are you gonna miss?
Here's this: 10 million Nick Pope. How did he fare over the weekend? Clean sheet.
Did
you see his performance?
He's a meme on Twitter. That's what he did.
Did you see his performance?
But listen, it's
how much was Dean Henderson?
It's not about 2 games. It's about who's the better goalkeeper and what represents more value for money. So again, another thing you said, Ariola for 8 million, one of the most underrated bargains of the summer. What?
Underrated bargain. Sorry, that's a very niche category. That's a niche category. And I said one of. I didn't say the absolute.
He just waffles constantly. And you know what? And the thing is, it wasn't even me this week. It was Potts that he was even having a go at this week because Potts pulled him up on nonsense that he said about Kostic. Potts pulled him up on nonsense he said about Kostic.
Nah, Potts was talking crazy.
And
what
then
did I say that was crazy?
You was coming out of all sorts of nonsense. I had to deal with. Let me just say this though, right?
Last thing before I move it along, because we have to squeeze Arsenal in here somewhere.
I said that West Ham would start slow. I said
you did say that. To be fair to you, you did say that.
So,
was you expecting it to be this slow? 0 points from 2 games.
Yeah, but that's slow. I said I could see us. I said,
who do you play next though?
Who do you play next? We're playing Brighton next. Who we haven't beat since they've been promoted. Now's the time we need to do it. Then I think we've got Spurs after that. We might have Spurs. No, we've got Villa.
Shit. That's going to be a feisty game.
Yeah, listen, Tobs, just don't you dare lose that game because this show's going to be...
Where's that? Who's at home in that game?
It's at West Ham.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What game?
Tottenham. West a couple of weeks, isn't it?
31st of August. I'm on DR Sports with
tasty.
Yeah, perfect. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
31st of August.
Yeah.
But
listen.
Quickly, Man United. I need to know if you're still saying Man United are finishing above West Ham.
Mate, it's a lottery. I can't even lie.
Yeah, it's tough. I need to wait till the window's ended. You guys need another midfielder because, that's not going to run any longer in midfield. And Man United need to sort their shit out as well. At the end of the window. I haven't done my Premier League predictions, to be fair. Once the window closes, I'm going to put them out, but I need the window to close first.
I'm going to be looking at those. I've
done top 4, I think, but I haven't done. Yeah, but even that could change after the window. Let's close up on Arsenal because listen, Jesus.
I thought you were starting off with the wank fest. I thought.
No. We didn't. We went because Potts and Tobes already before we even went live started arguing about the Chelsea game and Tottenham game, and I was like, we need to just start there because that's where the drama is. So Arsenal did their thing, and they actually probably deserve more airtime. But I know Potts doesn't want to get overexcited. It was Leicester. But Leicester are a good team. So I think when you beat Leicester in a convincing manner, in my opinion, I think there was some concentration issues from both teams when the goals were conceded in terms of the quick fire responses from you guys and Leicester just not using their brains. You've just got back into the game twice, calm the hell down and soak up some pressure. But Gabriel Jesus, for me, again, this guy, the finish for the first one, fucking hell. He's unbelievable. It's out. People say, oh, well, if he went to Chelsea, that wouldn't be the same because Thomas Tuchel's system is suffocating and never created chances. That was not a chance. That wasn't a chance. That was dig the ball from out of nowhere, out from under your feet and just into the top corner. That wasn't a chance. Most players that get that ball in that position, they pick it up, they turn back and they go and pass it to a central midfielder. But he has the individual quality to just pick it out of nowhere. It's insane. But Potts, what did you make of it, man?
Yeah, man, I don't normally like to do this, but I'm going to give an apology to Tobes because he rated Jesus as an all-round striker, and I never really give him credit for that over the years. And he did, and he was really kind of jealous of this signing, and I can see why. In the first 2 games, the guy looks ridiculously good. Pre-season, he was great, but nobody can really judge on pre-season, but this guy can do a little bit of everything. From what I'm seeing in the last few weeks, I think he's probably one of the most all-rounded strikers that we've had since the likes of Robin van Persie. I think the guy is ridiculously good. The energy, the intensity, the tenacity, the way that he never gives up, the never say die attitude is already a fan's favorite, and I can see why. Big Steve went on about him being a fan's favorite. Hold up play, link up play. I love everything about this guy. It's ridiculously good, and that performance was outstanding. I saw him with half hour against Palace last week and thought, yeah, I can see why people were going on about you. But then it kind of died down a little bit when Palace made it really compact and hard for us. But my God, he was just unplayable at times against Leicester. And one thing I will say about his performance, Matisse, is that he brought the other players into it. And Martinelli has been so good in the last couple of games because of that guy. That front three's looking really good. For Saka to have a quiet game last season, we would have normally had a pretty poor performance because he was the one that everyone was looking at. So refreshing not to have a 20-year-old weight on his shoulders, because that's what he was doing for let's be honest, the best part of the last 2 years. Saka has been carrying us, and he shouldn't have been. Martinelli and Jesus were fantastic, in my opinion, at the weekend. And I will say this, although it was a good performance going forward, there were some problems at the back. Although he scored an own goal and it was a bit embarrassing, bless him, and he did look a bit embarrassed after it, I thought the rest of the performance was really good from William Saliba. Thought it was composed, distribution looks really good, and I like a lot about what I'm seeing from this guy. And I hate the guy, and I hate saying it because I want him upgraded still, but Granit Xhaka was bloody good. Oh yeah, he was bloody good. And it's hard for me to say that, trust me, because I've seen this guy from midfield for 6 years and I've never really liked him. But he was great, absolutely fantastic, and outshone Thomas Partey for me. So I liked a lot about what I saw, Matisse. I liked a lot of it. Yes, there's some problems. And lastly, what I'll say, talking about, there's loads of positives from it. The one negative for me, Ramsdale needs to keep his head, man, because I'm worried. There's some rash decisions from this guy at the moment. He's coming out. He's looking a little bit like Wojciech. Look at Toby laughing. He's looking a little bit like a Wojciech Szczesny of old. He's looking a little bit like a Wojciech Szczesny of old. And
Tobs has got his little agendas on certain players, and they're all starting to come to fruition. I'm telling you. It's like cooking up a little pot right now.
You don't remember them last season? Not Potts, because it's never Potts isn't that guy, but all of a sudden, oh, he's better than this. Oh, he's the second or third best goalkeeper in the league on form this season. Oh, he's better than this, that, and the third. And he had, let's just say, his second half of the season was nothing like his first half of the season.
Agreed.
And it's just continued. It's just continued.
Agreed. And it worries me because I do like a lot about him. I do actually, and I do like a lot about this goalkeeper. But
we got him and Pickford at England. Bro.
I know, man. I know. That's a bit rash, isn't it? To have him
better do his thing.
No, listen. I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on Ramsdale. I do rate Ramsdale. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying he needs to keep his head because he's starting to lose it a little bit at times. And for me, he was lucky with the penalty. It wasn't a penalty, but he was lucky because I don't know what he's doing and rashing out like that. He did the same thing for the Saliba header. There was no communication there. So yeah, a couple of mistakes for him, but listen, great performance. Very happy with the start we've had, and to be fair, on paper, I'm looking for a good start to this season. So long may.
What did you think of Zinchenko?
Outstanding.
I heard he was
absolutely
really good.
brilliant.
He's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Really, really good, man. Comfortable on the ball, the mentality. I can already see leadership qualities from him as well, off the pitch, the outside of the pitch stuff. But for me, I thought he was very, very comfortable, very, very good. And I think that everything that was good come down that left-hand side because of him, Martinelli, and of course, Gabriel Jesus. So yeah, fair play to him. I thought he was outstanding.
Your fans do make me laugh, though, when I see Saliba, keep your head up, son. It happens. Mistakes. Oh, this is like, if that was flipping Rob Holding or
Gordon Ramsay, where he's like certain ways with certain contestants and certain ways
it's
with
like
others.
the Gordon Ramsay meme.
Yeah.
It's the meme where he's like, oh, it's so, and he's like, you complete pig. Like,
idiot sandwich. Yeah, Rob Holding. That's what. Yeah, but I get it. Saliba's got far more potential. Saliba's already for me shown that he's going to be levels clear of Rob Holding. I think it's not even a conversation. I just think it was a nice moment of humble pie for the people that were starting to ring Van Dijk's number and whatnot. I want Saliba to just develop, as a normal, centre back. They don't tend to get to their peak until their late 20s, mid 20s anyway. the expectation placed upon him is already too high. And the own goal was just a nice moment, just to be like, yeah,
it's the Arsenal fans,
hold
man.
that.
Blame Arsenal fans. Blame
Arsenal
Arsenal fans. It's the same thing that some people say about us with Romero. Some people say with me about Romero. I rate him a lot, so people will always look for a way to sort of throw their agendas in. But Arsenal fans have been talking up this guy for years, and he actually looks really good. I can't lie, he looks really good. But any little thing that happens now, people are going to be on it. Me included, of course.
Me included.
You know what I mean? With great hype comes great criticism, you know what I mean?
That's a proper saying, that one is. Well, listen, we're gonna wrap up because I know Potts has got to go. And listen, I don't wanna set Lawless and Toby off in another fucking arguments, because I know then it will just go. It will go on to another level.
Receipts start coming up, Toby.
Listen, when this thing starts getting edited differently, I feel for you, Lawless, if you're not careful, because them tweets, bro. Bro, some of them tweets, I'm telling you, the archives are gonna be in there.
All right, but get the clips up from what.
Yeah, we will.
Because then shit can't get twisted.
100%. All right, well, listen, Potts, let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure as always. Proper show.
Pleasure is all mine, mate. Listen, if you want to come follow me, it's at DanArsenal87 on Twitter and Instagram. Come and support my new content on my new channel if you can do, at Football's 12th Man podcast on YouTube. If you want to see me, Tobs, Lawless, and some of the other guys on there regularly, then please do so on Wednesday. We've got a few shows coming up, so please come and subscribe and get involved with that one as well if you like what we do over here. So cheers for that, Matisse.
A Man United fan's going to get it.
It's going to be fun. Wednesday's going to be fun. I can't wait already, man.
I don't care if we lost, he's getting it.
Lawless, let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure.
At D Lawless on Twitter. You can connect with me everywhere through there. West Ham Fan TV, all of that business. Got a watch along going for the Viborg game. So come in and check that out. Viborg. Yeah. Don't laugh.
This is what you did to me last season. So I've asked.
If we lose, you can laugh. If we lose, you can
Viborg.
laugh. Viborg. Yeah, Viborg FF.
Oh, God.
This competition will not get any respect from me. It sounds like some cyborg thing. What's this? What do you mean, Viborg?
They're playing Cyborg FC.
Historic football club, Danish, founded 1896.
All right, man. Tobs, let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure.
TapinTobs, man. You know the story now already. TapinTobs on all socials. Yeah, follow me. Get me to 10K, please. Thank you.
There you go, guys. Make sure you subscribe to everyone. What a show as always, man. And I look forward to seeing Cyborg FC go up against the Hammers on fuck yeah. In a bit.